Hello everyone and welcome back to a Gran Turismo time trial guide where we are in that DeLorean right there, which is kind of cool. A DeLorean, we don't use that very often. Now we're at Deep Forest Raceway in reverse. I've put Deep Forest 2 for the old school Gran Turismo players out there who will recognize that setup of track name. Delorean S2, as I just said, sports hard tyres, quite easy this one in my opinion, just overturn the car, and a goal estimate around 1 minute 50 is my guess. There's quite a bit of time in there in this lap that I'm going to show you right now, which was actually rank 1 when I did this. If you do enjoy this video, as always, give it a like, subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content, but without further ado, let's jump into Deep Forest Raceway in reverse in this DeLorean. So we cross the start-finish line. You are going to be short shifting this car a little bit. I would just change just after the gear indicator there. So where it's just showing 3 right now, just change just after the goes past there. We continue on up the hill low, flat out here. We're going to head over towards the right-hand side. And first up, we have this orange painted barrier. This is your turning marker. Now, some of you may lift. Some of you will just accelerate a bit longer and then lift a little bit. Entirely your choice here. But you don't want to turn in too early for this corner because there are bollards on this circuit. And if you hit them, guess what? Your lap is invalidated. They are right there. We stay towards the left-hand side as much as we can. And when we get as close to the 100 board as possible, we want to hit the brakes 100%. And we want to brake in a straight line. So notice how I'm aiming towards the left-hand side of the curb in here. I want to brake in a straight line now to really open up this right-hander. If you go in tight, you're just going to suffer loads of understeer. So we stick towards the left. We then release the brakes, turn in, and I'm overturning the car. What do I mean by this? Well, I've literally turned the steering wheel more than you expect to get the car to rotate. And that works wonders with this one. On the exit there, just down the red and white curbing, you will see I was very close to track limits, but fortunately, I did not go over them, so I can continue on here. Once again, I'm short shifting just after the gear indication, where it's just saying 1 right now. So we head down here, and this is a very, very, very long braking zone, very hard braking zone here as well. So on the left-hand side, we have this Armco bar. It's yellow. Literally, the end of that is my brake marker. And similar to turn number 1, you want to brake in a straight line. This car is very weight transfer. It's very weighty, very boaty. So literally, as we go down here, we're going to brake 100% in a straight line. But as we get towards the end of this, we drop to second gear. We're then going to start to release the brakes and notice the car rotate through. Try and stick at 50 miles an hour if you can. So as you get to 50, just hit the throttle and the car should stick. As we go up here, once again, just overturn the car a little bit in third gear and avoid those boards on the left-hand side. They will invalidate a lap. Be careful, track limits on the right here. And what we're looking for is the start of the tunnel. So I use where the green goes to concrete. You can see it right there. That's what I've highlighted. You can use a blue sign if you want. Just the entrance in general, entirely up to you in terms of this. But you want to brake in a straight line towards the next corner. Notice it's the left-hander. So brake in a straight line. We're going to drop second gear and then we're just going to release the brakes and let the car turn. As we get to 52 miles an hour, or using the arrows there, it's the last 2 arrows to indicate it's a left-hand turn, we're then going to start to accelerate. Now you may find you want to lift off a little bit as you accelerate through here because sometimes I suffered some understeer. It depends how the weight has shifted in the car. So just be careful of that and think about that if you are struggling with a bit of understeer. But we made it absolutely fine here. We stay in second gear for this one only because we're going to get to a braking zone very quickly. Now you're braking a bit earlier in this car than you would in, say, a Group 3 car because it is a road car. So normally we brake at the end of the tunnel. We're braking before that. Use this as a distance marker. And we're going to chuck the car into this left-hander. We really want to chuck this car in now and let the car roll through the speed. 60 miles an hour is what I aim for. We're then going to go up a gear, really a piece of concrete on the right. We're going to turn left earlier than you think here. Allow the grass to rotate the car a little bit. And then go towards the right-hand side and straighten up now, ready for the final corner. What we're using here is the start of the wall on the left-hand side. You can see it's orange there. And for this one, you do want to aim towards the corner a little bit as you go on the brakes. For this one, you're going to drop to second gear as well. And similar to the long left-hander, you may want to let the car roll a little bit in the middle of the corner. So there we go. We start to release the brakes. And then we are looking for the accelerating marker right there. The orange painted barriers. There's a brake in them right there. So we're on the brakes, trail brakes. We release them. We rolled for a second or two. We get to that accelerating marker, hitting the center of my screen. I then start to accelerate. And I think on this lap, I may understeer a little bit. Yes, I do. Notice that I'm lifting off to make sure the car doesn't understeer too much because in Gran Turismo, with the way the weight transfer works, if you accelerate too early, the front lifts up massively and that forces more understeer. So it's best to just lift off a little bit, not fully, and then the front will settle down a little bit and you can turn a bit more because it's more tyre touching the circuit. So we're going to jump to a pad lap now, or control lap, whatever you want to call this here, as I go through this right-hander and flat out. And I actually learned a lot from this. I actually went back to my wheel lap after this one to learn about the overturning. So as we go into here, notice how we lift, we're keeping it towards the left. The 100 is our brake marker. We're braking a straight line, more towards left than before as well. So as we turn into here, we let the car rotate, and then we continue on out. So what I learned with the controller. So the controller, I have it on 10 sensitivity for those interested. And I found that if I just sharp right straight away, the car just turns so much better than the wheel. So when I went back on the wheel, what did I do? I just overturned a little bit more with the wheel. And guess what? The car just went round that little bit more, and that's how I improved my lap. We head down the hill here then. Once again, on the left-hand side, the end of the yellow there, we hit the brakes. Drop to second gear. As we go to release the brakes, we turn in. And 50 miles an hour is what I said to aim for. We did 51 there. Notice that we were above. So up to third gear with a short shift. We keep turning right here. And notice the controller absolutely fine. No real understeer here. As we then go towards the right-hand side. Just avoiding the wall and make sure we stay at least on the track there. Straight line braking, second gear. And then we're going to let the car roll a little bit. So once we get round the arrows up ahead there, we then continue on. Now I've got to third gear there. I really shouldn't have done that. It did cost me a little bit of time. However, it didn't cost me too much time versus the Ghost I'm racing. It did cost me overall though a little bit. So through the left we go. Notice there we are abusing track limits a little bit. Just cutting the corners that bit more there to then head down towards the final corner. Start the wall on the left hand side is our brake marker. We're in third gear, second gear, and then we let the car roll a little bit, trail brake a bit more. Once that orange paint barrier hits the center of your screen there, you're going to accelerate out of the corner, and then you're going to head towards the line. Now this is a 148.0. I think this was my second or third lap on the pad. It very much was very quick. My 48.3 was my very first lap on the pad. And you can follow this Ghost if you do want a slower Ghost to follow here in terms of a controller lap as well. So we're going to go to chase cam now. We're going to have a look at how extreme these track limits are on chase cam as well. ABS on weak for those interested. As we head up here, once again, looking on the right side, there's the orange painted barrier. So we just turn in, we lift off a little bit, avoiding the bollards. 100 meters, we hit the brakes, braking in a straight line. We then go to release, and we're going to overturn the car. Just keep turning that wheel as it goes round. So practice with it if you're on the wheel. On the pad, obviously, you're just yanking it right on the sticks if you're using the sticks. But we continue on out of there. And remember, with the short shift, it's just after the gear indication. So it says MT down at the bottom. You see the gear indicator there as well. It's just after that. We're then going to change up into the next gear, which is fourth in this scenario. Going to head down towards the next right-hander then. So we just continue on. I head over towards left-hand side. We're looking for the barrier there. At the end of the barrier, we hit the brakes. We drop to second gear. We're looking for 50 miles an hour. We release the brakes as we turn in. The car will rotate a little bit. 50 miles an hour is our goal there as we continue on through here up into third gear. Turn the car into this corner. Let the car just do its own thing there. No need to lift. No need to do anything else as we head towards the tunnel. The start of the tunnel here is our brake mark. Brake in a straight line to second gear. Start to release the brakes. Let the car roll a little bit. And then you can use the arrows, the last of the arrows, as your accelerating mark if it's the center of your screen. Stay second gear. End of the tunnel. Just before you get to the end of the tunnel, so we hit the brakes, staying in second gear. Look how much of the track we abuse here. So staying on the red and white curb in there on the concrete. Over towards the left-hand side. Once again, cutting the inside here. And then we can straight line this a bit more now by cutting the right-hand side. Head down here then. The start of the wall there is our brake mark for this final corner. Second gear. Car gets a little bit rotated. Let the car roll a little bit. Once those barriers hit the center of your screen, you start to accelerate out of the corner, and then you head towards the line. And this is that 147.5 that I showed you earlier. Again, rank 1 at the time, which I was pretty pleased of in the grand scheme of it, especially with, you know, a lack of sleep in the grand scheme of what's going on right now. What we will do is jump to a VR lap here. This was my second lap, I think, in VR that I did. So we're going to head down here. A bit harder to judge the right-hand side here. I had no indication of speed or where it was on the rev counter in the grand scheme of it. But even so, we can continue up here. Orange space barrier on the right there. We go through here. We lift a little bit. Heading over toward the left-hand side. 100 board there is our brake marker. So we're down into second gear here. We overturn the wheel down, looking towards the exit. This is the benefit of VR, actually, being able to look towards the exit as we continue on out of here. So we lost a little bit towards that Ghost. Nothing major, though, as we continue now towards the end of Sector 1. We'll look on the right side where we lost a bit of time. But even in this tunnel, VR, a little bit harder because you can't judge the right-hand side as much, in my opinion. Whereas I can stay very close to the wall on the left. We didn't lose really that much at all here. But on the right side there, I'm not as close to the wall, in my opinion, as I should be. I'm going to head down here, though, end of the barrier on the left-hand side. We hit the brakes. Going to drop to second gear. I can't see 50 this time, so I'm just using this based on judgment as I go through here. But it is going to cost me that little bit of time because I don't have the accuracy or the information that I really do need. Through here then, third gear flat out as we go up here. I get a little bit of oversteer, nothing major though, as we continue on towards the start of the tunnel. Going to hit the brakes, brake in a straight line, then release the brakes and let the car roll through this corner. Then start to accelerate around 50, 51, 52 is all good if you need speed. As we hit the brakes here, we're going to really abuse the track limits on the inside now. Straight out over towards the right hand side. Look how much we are abusing it. It really does help. Just taking a bit more of the circuit here in this DeLorean as we head towards the final corner. Then on the left hand side, start of the wall, remember, is our brake marker. We're going to drop to second gear as we turn into here. Let the car roll a little bit. There's the orange painted barriers. Start accelerating. We can see the exit already as well. So obviously it's a bit after the center of your screen in VR because you are looking towards that exit. We're going to head towards the line then. What lap time is this going to be? It's going to be a 148.2. S2, as you can see right there. So every camera angle, every way you put it, you can get gold here, which is, of course, 2 million credits and the fastest way to get 2 million credits. Now, let me tell you how to get there if you are new to Gran Turismo 7. So we are on the menu screen here. We're going to go up to sport mode in the top right-hand side there. Now, this is available at level 10. Or cafe menu 10, sorry. We're then going to go to online time trials on the right-hand side. And these are the current 2 time trials that are available to you. So we're going to go into the Deep Forest Raceway one here, where you can see at the bottom, YouTube Tidgney. Woo, I am ranked number 1. Now at the top here, we've got gold, silver, bronze. So you can see the amount of credits you get. 2 million, 1 million, and 250k. These are the fastest way to earn credits in Gran Turismo 7. You can do it in 1 lap, and it's done. 2 minutes, 2 million credits. Happy days, but you get them in 2 weeks' time. Now, you do enter the event. You can go to the leaderboard, and you can actually watch a ghost if you want to watch a ghost. Alternatively, if you actually join the time trial, you can go to the leaderboard in the time trial itself and load a ghost and actually follow it like you saw on my pad lap. That's going to be it for this video then. So make sure you overturn the car, short shift the car, and use as much of the track as possible, and you should get gold here in terms of Deep Forest and the Delorean. If you have enjoyed this video, as always, give it a like, subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. But that is going to be it for me with this time trial guide. Now, if you're struggling with the last week's time trial at Willow Springs, you can check out that video right there. My partners are down below. Coach Dave Academy, if you want to really improve your lap times, you can compare your laps versus mine using the link in the description as well. A big thank you for watching as always, and I do hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.